If you've ever read any philosophy, you've probably come across this name, Niccolo Machiavelli. I wish there was a picture to go with it. Niccolo Machiavelli was a 16th century Italian diplomat who's often known to be cutthroat and cruel. Because given the time that he was in and all of the people who preceded him, like Socrates or Plato, Marcus Aurelius, all always wrote very, well, technically preachy things. Like, the king is divine and he is to rule with kindness and people have to look up to you as if you're God and all of that. But Machiavelli says bullshit. The only things that you need to care about, and he does that to the new king who's going to come in after a regime change. Now that he ensures that there's a new king, now that he knows that there's a new king, he wants to have a good rapport with him. So he brings the crux of all of his knowledge of being a diplomat for all of these years into a book and writes it to the new king, who's the prince then, and this is broken down into several pieces. It's a very short essay of sorts, like almost 100 pages only, which is a translation in this book. He writes to Medici, where he says how to identify the kind of states that there are. Okay? Understand the type and nature and features of your state, and understand how do these states come up. Mostly then, them being monarchies, to identify who could be the people who can be monarchs. How do you become a monarch from scratch? Identify these people and kill them all so that nobody can ever replace you. Ensure that there is no ounce or drop of royal blood in anybody else but you. So he writes these things. He has very interesting ideas which are very novel to that time, but probably I think quite fitting in today's time. Where he says that, how do you win over a state which doesn't really like you so much? So do one thing. You send somebody who's known to be your right arm, right? Go to that state and govern on your behalf. And have him do excesses. Tell him to double, triple, quadruple the taxes there. To be cruel, take away property, chattels, people, kill them. And then overnight, one of these days, when people are fucking tired of you, go there, kill that man. And then have the people know that this person was actually doing excesses on your behind. And you had no idea. That's how you win the people of a place. So you have to be a fox, as cunning as a fox, and a lion, and you have to ensure there's always some sort of puppeteering, some game show going on for people to always be distracted so that they never know what are the real problems going on. Does that sound familiar to today's time? I guess not actually. No, nothing like that is going on. Right. So he writes such things. He writes other things as if a man will soon enough forget the loss he has had on loss of his father, but he will never forget when he lost his inheritance. That's true. Now let's have a little quick sneak peek into what he writes in detail so that you get a feel of how this translation essentially has been written. So he says here, these reflections prompt the question, is it better to be loved than feared, or vice versa? The answer is that one would prefer to be both. But since both don't go together easily, you have to choose. It's much safer to be feared than to be loved. We can say for most people that they are ungrateful, unreliable, they lie, they fake, they're greedy for cash, and they are unreliable. They melt away in the face of danger. So long as you're generous, and as I said before, not in immediate danger, they're all on your side. They'll shed their blood for you, they'll give you their belongings, their lives, their children. But when you need them, they turn their backs on you. The ruler who has relied entirely on friendships and had taken no other precautions is lost. Friendships that come at a price, and not because people admire your spirit and achievements, may indeed have been paid for. But that doesn't mean you really possess it, and you certainly won't be able to count on it when you need it. Men are less worried about letting down someone who has made himself loved than someone who's made himself feared. Love binds When someone recognizes, he should be grateful to you. But since men are a sad lot, gratitude is forgotten the moment it's inconvenient. Fear means the fear of punishment, and that's something never forgotten. These are the words of Niccolo Machiavelli. It's an amazing book, a very short one also. I encourage everybody to read it. And please let us know how you like it. Thank you.